it's an interesting one. It's their first ever bottling.
You're a Benny man, black t-shirt, you never look nice.
Did you bring your phone with you and leave it in your pocket? On.
You know the score, guys. Rating this whiskey out of 10.
That's how we're gonna score this whiskey, we'll let you know.
Stay to the end to find out. What's up, guys? It's the Craft Whiskey Boys, or at least 2/3, the most important 2/3 of the.
That's what he said last. Whoa. He said that last time when I wasn't here. Mo, fuck him. So, Craft Whiskey Boys, Jay and Sully, and we are doing our 2-minute review. So we're gonna take a whiskey, taste it, review it in 2 minutes, no cuts, no edits. This one is the
Jameson Crested.
Well, it's actually called Crested Ten, but they changed the name. They changed.
It's a rebrand of the Crested Ten, which is a bottle they've had for quite a long time. They've rebranded it. It's a blend still, higher quantity of pot still in this one. Blends are usually, well, if we're talking about Irish blends, Jameson is a blend of pot still and grain.
Yeah, whereas it's like in Jameson's blend, they'll tell you it's like 70-30, like 30% pot still and 70% grain. I'm told by other people it's more like 80-20, so there's very little pot still. This has actually got 60% pot still, I'm told. You'll see in the label the X, that's for the 10, that it used to be called Crested 10. But because it wasn't 10 years old, they changed it. Much like Conor McGregor and his proper 12, it's not really 12 years old, so he'll probably end up having to change that, I would imagine, with the new rules and regulations coming in. Yeah, I'm really excited about trying this. When I used to start working in bars in Dublin when I was like 16 years old, I actually started when I was 14 as a lounge boy, and then I became a barman at 16, which technically I wasn't legally allowed to be a barman at 16, but they hired me. Clock Tower, come on guys, it's not called that anymore, so search. They've changed their name. But anyway, this used to be kind of served quite regularly, the Jameson Crested 10. If I remember correctly, the people that ordered Crested 10 back in the day when I was obviously, 16, where the older women would order it or some of the older men, but that's the way whiskey was back then anyway. It's an interesting one. It's their first ever bottling. So a lot of people would think that Jameson has been bottling since the 1700s or the 1800s, whatever date it says on the bottle, and you'd be wrong. Jameson's first bottling that it ever did was 1963, and it was this one. So 1963, it wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? Some people that are watching this were alive back then. That's the first time Jameson ever bottled a whiskey. Before that, they were always selling in barrels or selling new make spirit to other people. They were never a bottled brand.
Everyone thinks that because Jameson is the biggest, Irish whiskey brand on the planet, it was kind of the first. That's not actually true. So when IDL took over, there was actually a higher selling Irish whiskey. What was the name of that one?
The highest selling whiskey back in the day was George Rowe and Co. When then obviously they didn't make it through the big crash, if we want to call it that. What did make it through was Powers, and Powers were bigger sellers. You had Jameson, you had Cork Distillers, which had a couple of brands, and then you had Bushmills. So Jameson, by the bottle that everyone knows now is the largest selling Irish whiskey, only came out in like 1968, I believe. This came out in 63 before Jameson, and it is a blend, and I'm interested to try it. Ooh, sounds good.
It looks nicer than their usual bottle as well. Not that that's important.
No, not necessarily. I'm really interested. So, 2-minute review, no cuts, no edits. Alper, bring it in and get it started, mate.
Let's go.
The awesome Alper with the clicker. This is all he has to do, and then pressing. He doesn't even have to count it down from 2 minutes. He just presses a clock on his iPhone. He's on 100 grand a year. Cheers.
It's not true. I only get 12 pounds a week.
I like the amount of pot still that's coming through on that. Compared to like your traditional IDL blend like a Jameson or even any of the other younger blends in Irish.
It's quite sweet, but I'm getting a tiny amount of ethanol in this, and usually with this Turkish tea glass, you don't get much ethanol. We don't normally drink blends, so maybe it's because it's slightly younger. What do you think? So I'm getting some ethanol off this, and you normally wouldn't get it off the tea glass.
I'm not getting a massive amount on this. I'm getting as much as I would expect. Yeah, it is a minty ethanol, yeah. Did you bring your phone with you and leave it in your pocket? On. Or was that him?
Carry on. That's far enough away.
Social distancing, mate. There's a lot of sherry on this one, and I really like it. They obviously finished it in sherry barrels.
There's almost no ethanol in the palate, but there is some.
There is on the finish, yeah. It's on the finish, not on the palate. Nice spice on the back palate. The kind of the oaky toasted sherry that's coming through is the most prominent. That's the one I'm going to talk about the most in this because that's really stands out. A little bit like, not as nice, but a little bit like the 7-year-old Whistler where that sherry comes through, but that sherry, that Oloroso sherry that comes through is just really stand out. This is more faint, but it's still there in your face. 15 seconds left.
Peppery on the finish, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you can get this all over the world. I know it's very, very well sold in Ireland, or at least it used to be. It'd be interesting to see if it's all over the world. So anyway, to finish.
You're getting some coffee in there as well.
Yeah, on the back palate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice whiskey for a blend. Obviously, we tend to frown upon blends, and I suppose we shouldn't, but I like a whiskey to be, you know, I don't mind it being a blend in a sense as long as it's not a high blend. I really dislike when someone does 90% grain and like 10% pot still or something like that. I just don't like that. I think that's just cheating the consumer. But something like this where you're getting 60% pot still, 40% grain, there's a bit of age to it. They've put some money into it. They've done a sherry finish. I'm actually quite happy with this whiskey.
And it's not that much more expensive than their base one.
No, it's not. And all day long, I mean, this is a sipping whiskey as well as it is. And whenever I sold Crested Ten back when I was like 16 to 19 when I was working in Irish bars, it was always sold neat versus Jameson you'd use and you'd mix it, but it's not much more expensive. Great sipping whiskey. It's a good score. For me, I'm going to score first, or would you like to score first?
You can go first. It's got a nice texture to the mouthfeel as well. It's like medium thick. How do you describe it? I don't know.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's got a really nice texture. Yeah. And on the nose, the mint's great. And the finish, I think, was probably the best part of it. It's nice.
It's a little bit lighter and thinner than I remember the last Crested Ten, but then again, I was super young and I didn't really have a proper palate then. This is nice. I'm at a 6.8 on this.
Yeah, 6.6 I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah. He always just goes below me by 2 points, every time. Watch every video that we've ever done, he just goes below me by 2 points. Pop the camera on this man in his beautiful suit. Look at him, look at this man with his
6.7.
The squirted Primark suit. Actually, Primark, just if you wanted to know, it's actually an Irish company. It was called Pennies. And they called it Primark because they didn't think you guys would understand it.
I used to run bars and I had a security guard and he used to call me Penny Man. He's from Albania. He was like, "You're a Penny Man, black t-shirt, you never look nice, Penny Man."
You still haven't changed your dress sense.
I love that guy.
Pennyman. Fucking
Anyway,
that's his new name, Saul Pennyman Sayer. 6.7. Please, if you like the videos, we'll keep making them because we enjoy it anyway. I don't think, even if you tell us that they're shit, we're still going to make them because we get to drink and you get to watch us drinking, so.
So like, comment and subscribe. 6.7 for the Jameson Crested. Peace.
Yeah, check it out. It's a nice whiskey.